guys, welcome to Monster Prom. This is TJ, your gamer girl, signing on. So, a friend got me this originally to play on Halloween, but I had something else going on at the time. So, I'm playing it now. I don't really know a whole lot about this game. I just know it's a visual novel, and like you have to, I guess, romance someone for them to go to prom with you. At least that's what the summary said. Anyway, make your own voices. No. Awesome voice effects. I mean, voice effects? That's not actually voice acting.
Let's go.
One player. First term or second term? The DLC. Let's do second term since we got it. Short game around 30 minutes. Full game around 60 minutes. This game's shorter than I thought it was. Spooky high school. Sweetest years of our lives. Back when we were young and unafraid. Sometimes reckless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes just stupid, but always willing to live life to the fullest. We were on a wild journey to discover who we really were. Who am I? I can either be this cute zombie girl, this cool zombie dude, this, no pun intended, hot, like fire demon. I'm gonna go with zombie. No, that's Frankenstein. That's a Frankenstein girl. I just noticed. She. Name. Custom name. Like, seriously. I was hoping I could be a werewolf, because I like wolves, but I'll go with the Frankenstein girl. She's actually kind of cute.
Sweet.
And we had yet to experience its ultimate challenge, the Monster Prom. I remember it clearly. 6 weeks were left, and as we fantasized about our dream prom dates, we were all scrambling to catch the attention of one of our 8 most charismatic classmates. Scott Howe, 21. This is high school. How is he 21? A werewolf athlete who compensated for his rather small brain with a stupidly huge head. Miranda Vanderbilt, 19. This is high school! Were these two held back? Because usually you turn 18 by the time you get to your senior year. A sweet mermaid princess who was as cute as she was genocidal. Great. Polly Geist, 22? This makes sense because she's a ghost. Who knows how old she is? A party ghost with an unsatiable hunger for all the wrong things. Damien LeVay, 21. A fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. Liam de Lioncourt, probably 420. A hipster vampire whose standoffish demeanor hid the fact that he was truly a lovable dork. Zoe, forever? An eldritch cutie who went from endless deity of the dark realms to ultimate fangirl. Calculester Hewlett-Packard, version 1.0. A library computer who would become a sentient robot ready to experience life to its fullest. And Vera Oberlin. A mean, self-made Gorgon with a merciless sense of business. It was clear it had to be one of them. But who? How? So far, the Eldritch Girl and the Ghost Girl are sounding pretty good. And honestly, he sounds kind of sweet, but I'm not going after him. We only had 6 weeks to choose our prom date, and even more daunting, we only had 6 weeks to woo them and conquer their hearts. But I as already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. I just noticed it says sweet cheeks. Welcome to Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever. All minds are rotten, but they're rotten in so many different ways. Worry no more. We're using our PhD in bullshit to diagnose which kind of deviant snickle you are. I like the tongue-in-cheekness of this. Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever, trademarked, will throw a bunch of absurd questions at you and turn your answers into your character stats. It sounds like a lot of dumbass quizzes I've taken in certain magazines. It just didn't, affect my character. It was mostly morbid curiosity. This way, each of you will start by having stats that better reflect your true selves. Let's start. You build a 100-foot statue commemorating an event that in 1,000 years archaeologists can learn something about people over time. What does the statue represent? That glorious instant when your friend stopped you from texting embarrassing stuff to your ex while hella drunk? Your least favorite political figure, being devoured by a rabid rhinoceri, which are also covered in badass tattoos. That mind-blowing twist in your favorite TV show that clearly changed the life of everyone forever, unlike all that boring stuff they show on the news. I mean, I don't get drunk. I don't drink, so I wouldn't... I'd probably send embarrassing stuff sober because I can be that stupid sometimes. Let's go with the mind-blowing twist. So creative. You wish you were raised by a really progressive marriage between a kick-ass venomous snake and actual fire. I love fire. And I said, you wish you was being raised by it. A pack of wild wolves, who also happen to be tech moguls who own some of the most profitable companies in Silicon Valley. They'd be kick-ass role models and wild wolves. Sick. A mysterious old man. No, I'm going with the wolves. Just wolves. You find your zodiac sign to be inaccurate. Design your own personal zodiac sign. The now canon lovers, happy-go-lucky ecstasy cute pup. I cannot. If you were an ice cream, which flavor would you be? Plutonium, Igasmi, tequila and coke, double creme de la gruyere and spicy chocolate, no chocolate, on fire, rainbows and gummy bears. I don't like spicy food, and I have no idea what Igasmi is. I didn't even know how to begin to pronounce this, so I'm gonna go with rainbows and gummy bears. I have 9 I am so smart. Oh my god, so smart. Bathrooms, gym, outdoors, library, class, auditorium. Let's go to class. Sometimes after all the nonsense and the dating gimmicks, you forget that attending class is supposed to be a primary activity at this high school. You gained 2 smirts. Scott and Miranda seem to be arguing about something. Your sweet mediation skills are clearly needed. No, I know our football team is called the Spooky High Spooky Monsters Who Spook, but who also plays sports. But who's our mascot? Our mascot? Oh, dang, you're right. We don't have one. Oh, what about Misha the Mermaid? Mermaids are monsters? No way, too girly. Try this, Wally the werewolf. Why is it gotta be a werewolf? We're the monsters, not the werewolves. Yeah, well, we're not the mermaids either. Maybe the problem is that the team name is trying to cover a huge, diverse group of people with a single label. No, Coach is never wrong. We're just not thinking hard enough. Think. From the sound of your profile, you don't know much thinking. Hey, you look like a hard thinker. What mascot should we use for our team? Easy, we'll just genetically engineer a cross between every kind of monster at the school. Head of a werewolf, tail of a mermaid, hair of a Medusa, angst of a vampire. We'll call it Abe the Abomination. Hell yeah. Majestic. Finally, an idea that represents the true diversity of our school. We can use Daddy's gene lab. Your dad has a gene lab? Let's see. In order to fit all the monster parts in, the mascot will have to be about 100 feet tall. Covered in nightmarish appendages and moist tentacles. Which means it shall provide great shade on hot game days. The tentacles can hold umbrellas. Huzzah! Yeah, because deadly genetic experiments are always a shortcut to a girl's heart. Got 2 smarts and 1 boldness. Nice.
Let's go.
Well, I kind of hit it off with the mermaid a bit, so it's not like Zoe and Miranda aren't always the perkiest of gals, but they seem extra perky as they skitter around writing things down in notebooks. Doubtless you are admiring our great works, Riley. You see, we are now food critics. Zoe has hired me for her magazine, Totally a Real Food Magazine. It's an honor to have you on board, Your Highness. Zoe holds up a bunch of papers stapled together with doodles and crayon that seem to be eldritch runes, with some sparkly scratches sniff stickers stuck on top. If you're quiet and subservient, you may watch us in our quest to be the best food critics ever. I was a little hesitant about founding this very legitimate hush phone magazine, since I'm new to eating things other than minds and souls. And I usually have eating serfs eat for me. Eating serfs? Have my eating serfs eat for me. But then Zoe and I realized we were the absolute best food critics according to our test audience, which was comprised of Miranda's food serfs. Now watch us create the culinary criticism magic. First up, macaroni and cheese. This food item contains both macaroni and cheese, and therefore deserves 5 stars for this accurate description. I don't think you girls understand how food critique goes, and I'm not a food critic. Next, couscous with vegetables. I've never tried it, and the pieces seem way too small to even register in my many mouths. I won't try it either, but the name sounds very, very fancy, so 5 stars. Here's this microwave. Yes, it's very slimy and cubic shaped, which are both good qualities of her food. 5 stars. Here's some french fries. They don't seem to be particularly French. But they don't seem particularly un-French either. Oh dear. How will we ever determine their Frenchosity? Easy, that's your special. Is it? Zoe, you should give the French fries a French kiss worthy of the most epic of French fictions to check how good they are at French kissing and therefore calculate their Frenchosity. Miranda, you're obviously the most qualified to determine this. The only way to establish Frenchosity is to actually go to France. Just send an eating serf over to check it out. I mean, I don't think that's actually French, but technically? An insightful decision indeed. It seems you truly understand the privileges of royalty, Riley. After all, that's why they're called serfs. Because they live to serve me. Don't you mean serve? You have a feeling that joke might be hit or miss written down, but thankfully you're not reading it because it's a conversation, and out loud, the way Miranda says "surf" sounds enough like "serve" that the joke totally reads and is hilarious. Okay, but now what do we do while we wait for your surf to get back from France? Why, now I will fill you in on the weekly featurette for totally a real food magazine entitled Silverware? Silver There! Conversely, that joke is probably even funnier as visual than spoken out loud. I don't remember commissioning that featurette. What's it about? You didn't. And it's about me telling you in what fancy arrangement fancy silverware should go for maximum fanciness. And now, if you're doing an inverted diamond solstice flower for occasion like a semi-formal engagement or a black tie assassination, okay, you want to make sure the sugar spoon is always in the northeast corner. You learn so much about silverware and dictatorship, which you know are very romantic topics for Miranda. By the time the surf returns to say French fries aren't from France, Miranda has him executed for interrupting. 5 stars. Go to the library. I didn't think I was going to do that. I like reading, not online poker. Gambling seems like a stupid and dangerous decision, but who cares? This time it paid off, so fuck it. I got 2 money. After that, you engaged in a deadly match of truth or dare or death with Polly. And that would be super interesting, and that would be a super interesting event to cover. But then the two of you spot Miranda and Liam deep in an intense conversation, and that's bound to be much more interesting. Hey, babes! You were making quite a noise, and I love anything that makes quite a noise. What's up? Hey, you two. Miranda and I were having a creative disagreement. You see, we wanted to start our own school club. You know, an intellectually rewarding extracurricular that enriches our minds while probably not being mentioned ever again in the future because continuity at the school seems a bit random. Nice! Let's do it! Y'all know my fave things in the world. Drugs. Sexual activities? Noise. No, dummies! That too, but I meant chess and Russian literature. Stop treating me as if I was two-dimensional. Let's start a literature club! I'm not sure. Do you remember what happened last year when we joined the literature club? We wrote dope poems and made new friends? No, the other thing. Ah, fuck yes, that's right! So weird, I almost forgot. I mean, that's how I died, you know? Anyway, thing is, Miranda and I were already between 2 ideas. I propose we start the club. A delightful metal club where we enjoyed ourselves by designing and crafting new school clubs. Boring! I propose the Little Pony Sweet Dreams Club. A club where we would spend our nights learning how to tell the right bedtime stories to ponies. Whoa! You two really know how to sound two-dimensional. But in any case, can't you both just do your own clubs? No. Our lives are fueled by the conflict and confrontation that can only be solved by choosing between 2 options. That's why we need you to choose to choose which club is the best one. Because Riley always seems to choose based on who she wants to ask. Dude, calling me out! So which one should we go for? Just remember one of the ideas includes ponies. Tough choice. Also because I'm like super drunk right now. Can ghosts get drunk? Tough choice indeed. It's your opportunity to convince Polly one of the options because no one is preventing you from making choices based on who you want to ask the prom. The best club is clearly the club because... And then just throw some confetti. I mean, the pony one is at night, so it technically counts as a nightclub. Ah, good point, Riley. I do like nightclubs. You do realize it would be nothing like an actual nightclub, right? You sure? Have you seen this Little Pony Sweet Dreams nightclub? No, but less butts and more butts. Boo. Pony butts.
How majestic.
Ponies have a majestic buttocks indeed. We're talking about pony butts. Now I need to see it for myself. I hope they know how to shake those pony asses. Pony asses. I have no idea what's happening. The only thing I understood is that my proposal has won, and that's the only thing that matters. Huzzah! Riley, it might be true that you only make choices based on who you want to ask to prom. But if that's true, you're off to a good start. Fuck yeah! You can't rate. You can't rate. You can't wait to tell rad bedtime stories to ponies alongside Miranda. Meanwhile, 2 charm and 1 smirts.
Let's go.
Okay. That day, your teacher delivers an amazing creative performance that blows all your minds. It ends up being a sensation on YouTube. Your teacher gains +10 to coolness, but who cares? He's not trying to romance your classmates. Or is he? We hope not. Oh, you also gain 2 smarts. Hooray! You catch Miranda monologuing about her problems to no one. She often does this. It's like she's accustomed to having a royal scribe following her everywhere she goes. Oh, whatever shall I do about my army? We haven't had a proper war in months, and the soldiers are becoming ever so anxious. I've tried sending the servants to give them tummy rubs, but even putting extra leaves and sticks in their cages. But they just kill the servants with the sticks. I never thought managing an entire branch of the military would be so challenging. How could I possibly keep my soldiers entertained? 1,000 pinatas! Divide them in half and make them fight a practice war. Ah, yes! A healthy live fire scrimmage. I said practice war. I should have no trouble organizing such a thing. My lieutenants informed me that the soldiers bloody hate each other. And, as an extra bonus, anyone who dies during the practice war will be guaranteed not to die in a real war. That ought to reduce the war casualties significantly and also reduce the amount of soldiers you have, period. It is, as Father always says, any problem can be solved by dividing people into groups and making them kill— Oh no. What have I done? I went for the wrong girl. But I'm already too far deep. I never understood it until now, but these are such wise words. Miranda skips off to organize her bloodbath. 2 boldness and 1 smart. Looks like she's sitting with the vampire boy. You notice Liam looking disgruntled, which is his default, so whatever. But it seems like Miranda's pretty upset too. Better check it out. Liam, why are you typing on your phone so angrily? Did your phone offend you in some way? Why are you mad at it? You seem to be an 8.5 on the Frowny Liam scale. The what? The Frowny Liam scale! Now people can tell how— I can tell how people are feeling from their faces, but you seem to be frowning most of the time, so I created a chart to measure your frowniness. Miranda pulls out a notepad and displays a series of doodles of Liam's frowniness. They're not super accurate, but they are super adorable. I'm not angry at my phone, so my frowniness is caused by a heinous error. I specifically asked that my creature creme brulee be extra crispy, so it truly popped with my #massacre Instagram filter. Instead, they burnt it to a crisp, rendering it unphotographable. Monsters deserve to know what they're getting into if they choose to eat at this cafeteria, so they can choose to take their business to a different establishment, and so I'm writing a scathing Yelp review. Liam! You can't do that! If they shut the cafeteria down, the school kitchen staff will lose their jobs. Did you know that peasants have to do labor to make living wages? They don't simply have an unlimited store of gold. I was shocked when I first found out. Of course you were. If the kitchen staff wanted to earn their wages, they should have been better at their jobs. I'm simply the merchant of truth. No, you're the merchant of poop. Your royal sophistication shines through. Look, ask Riley. Her taste may tend toward the mainstream, but surely she could see the subpar cafeteria must be exposed. Don't be ridiculous! Riley is surely more compassionate than that and would gladly help me save the cafeteria. Again? Again? Gosh, it's hard to keep track of your misadventures in this shit show of a school. Still, you'll help if you can. Miranda can't undermine Liam's admittedly talented criticism alone. This will take an army of homeless people we pay to write positive Yelp reviews. Other one is like every choice. Most of the choices in this has been like, technically no, but I have to. Well, I'm going for Miranda, so. Why, of course! This plan involves two of my most favorite strategies: gathering an army and outsourcing work to the disenfranchised. If it involves torture and suppression of dissidents, it would hit all of my favorites, but there might still be time for that later. I don't even have a response to this. I don't either. I'm with you on that one, Liam. You go to the vast homeless population who wander the woods near the school. Don't ask. And convince them the cafeteria is a trendy new restaurant that sells food for the most valuable currency of all: positive Yelp reviews. Turns out people are pretty gullible when they're starving, so they flock to the cafeteria in droves and start writing spectacular reviews on their phones. Because now homeless people have phones of their own. It seems they kept all the unwanted Blackberries. Remember Blackberries? Yeah, me neither. Miranda Vanderbilt, says Principal Giant Spider, bursting to the... Giant Spider? Oh, that would... depending on how it looks, that would be my nightmare. Stop bringing drugs of homeless people into our cafeteria. But Principal Giant Spider, it was absolutely vital to the vitality of this school. You said that the last 5 times. You can't solve all your problems by manipulating homeless people. Notorious PGS storms out. But Miranda looks perfectly chipper. Oh, he may pretend to be upset, but I think the subtext is pretty clear. Thank you, Miranda and Riley, for saving the entire school like the beautiful heroes you are. That's 100% lie, but Miranda called you beautiful. Aw, it's a win. Oy vey.
Let's go.
Okay. I'm gonna go to the bathrooms. That day you skip class and just hang out in the bathrooms because you expect no authority, and it looks like I needed a charge. I guess some people just want to watch the world burn. By skipping class and hanging out, you give 0 shits, but you can't do boldness. Afterwards, Miranda summons you. It feels weird to be summoned, but you comply. You can't resist her merman goons.
Greetings, fellow classmate.
Thank you for coming, my dear. I have finally decided to trust you with my utmost important aspiration. I am destined to be the Queen of Prom. The royal ascension is nigh. We must prepare. Most of my competition is naive. They foolishly assume the prom queen is a purely ceremonial title. Except Ursula Jr. She's proven to be quite a worthy rival. I respect that. Which is why we must destroy her reputation immediately. Any thoughts? Fart joke? No. That's not gonna do a damn thing. Oh, why do I get myself... Why is she dragging me into this? Because I've proven to be on her side throughout the entire thing so far. And she's... I decided to go for the crazy mermaid. Let's convince everyone that she likes humans. It doesn't take much to make someone look bad in this day and age. You, however, are monsters and went for total overkill. You hire a Chinese hacker to plant 10 years of pro bono. Why Chinese? work rescuing human babies from lawnmowers in Ursula's name. At recess, Dr. Babylove of the Babylove Institute appears out of nowhere and presents her with the Humanity Award. Yes! This will seriously harm her standing with the evil lawnmower creature contingent. That's an important voting block. They're the ones who keep the schoolyard so tidy. You gain 2 boldness and 1 strength. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. Is there no such thing as a save? Well, either way, I'm going to be ending the episode here. Next episode, well, we'll continue going for the crazy mermaid girl. What did I get myself into? I should have... I was going to say I should have gone for the Eldritch girl, but they said her age was 4. Ever! I ain't touching that. I could have gone for the ghost girl. Now that I'm thinking about it. But whatever. I've already made my choice to go for the mermaid. So, till then, this is the Gamer Girl, signing off.